Hey folks, it's Mark out at my place, the Real Back 40, and I just thought I would do a quickie little update on just what I know is going on here. Been a lot of stuff. I ended up going to Home Depot. Sorry about that. Home Depot yesterday, which was about half hour away. And I'm not a real fan of Home Depot, but and I was looking for planters. So I thought we'd start off inside my home, my humble little abode, my 800 square foot little bungalow. But I just wanted to give you an idea of kind of how things look from my point of view, looking out. You can see here, I have four front windows. These are two here in the master. So, of course, I don't know what's going on here with my it's not the stabilizing. It's more like, there we go. So this is my view out. So you can see this is out towards the front, facing around southwest, southwest. And so the driveway's right out through there. And I have plenty of space to park. I could park on the side. I can park on. It's kind of fun. Sometimes I mix it up. But what I'm really liking, and you'll probably already pick up on this, is check out the window boxes. Not window boxes, the railing boxes. It's just, they're really coming in. We've had, I don't know how many consecutive days of just gorgeous weather. Today was the warmest, I think, so far this year. We got up to, I think, to 70. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And so anyway, so this is my view. There's over towards the wood fence, and then driveway, and there's looking out at the porch, and you can see the backing, from when I did the lighting project. I know you're tired of hearing about the lighting project. This is my favorite slingback chair. This is where I hang out in the morning. It gets like nice sun coming up from the east, like around 8, 9, and it's just sweet. There's just like this, you feel like heaven's just shining down on you or something. It's just like this spotlight of sun, and so it's pretty cool. Excuse me. So I thought we would go to the utility room, which has a large window that looks out over on the property in the back. Okay, and where where the road is, and where the trees were put in, and all that. If you've been watching any of the episodes, now the reason I'm doing this, I know I got music playing. Oh well, sue me. Oh, jeez, I can't live without music. So anyway, this is the view out the washer dryer room, the utility room. They tried to pass it off as a bedroom. Just folks, just let you know, you put carpet on a floor does not a bedroom make. So you can see the stacks, the green stacks there. That's the septic plateau, and there are 5 of them. This is the first one right here that you can see. That's the first one, and then you've got your second, and it's going to go all the way down to 5. It goes a ways over, folks. So you can see that I'm going to be limited to what I can do in terms of addition, which is going to be over this way. In fact, the addition, this is going to become a door where I'm at, this window, and this is going to be the side of the door here. And that's going to go out onto the deck, I think. No, maybe it goes out onto the... No, maybe it goes out... I don't know. We haven't gotten all that far. That's down the road anyway. So that's where the French drain is going to go, is in the front of the plateau here. And you can see that there is elevation here. It does go up. This happens to be one of the low points, except, in the back area. And so all the water's kind of coming down here because of the elevation. Excuse me. And, it's never a good idea to have a lot of water coming down on your foundation. Anyway. So just real quick, the reason I wanted to do this is we're supposed to, Tucker and I are supposed to, but folks, these 26-year-olds, they kind of have their own schedule. They have their own way of like time. Anyway, and I had my own version of time, but so I just didn't know if it was going to happen, and I thought, what the hey, um, if we do an episode, I may post it anyway. Maybe I'll post it tonight. I don't know, but I just kind of wanted, to get something out there, and hopefully we will do a session. I'm happy to go back out to the island again. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. And we didn't even talk about his housing and what he's going to be doing. He's going to be using shipping containers. We didn't even talk about it. There was one of his was right there by the wood when we were looking at the all the different types of wood that he had from his jobs, and didn't even bring that up. So anyway, that's why I'm doing this. Also, somebody commented on the on the channel, and I'll respond in I'll reply, obviously. But she was just mentioning how beautiful it was up here, which it's true, and she wanted to know where we were at. We are in the Pacific Northwest, PNW. It's called the PNW. And we're on the Olympic Peninsula. All that's in the description. I'm not going to give out specific, localities. But Tucker's got his 5 acres. He's out on the island. He doesn't have an island, but he's on an island. I'm on the mainland, and we're about maybe 15 minutes apart. Yeah, it was a pretty quick drive, very easy drive. And now that I've been out there, somewhat easy peasy lemon squeezy. So anyway, out here at the RBF, Real Back 40. The Real Back 40. Forget it. It's too hard to say. So anyway, there you can see the road going by. You can see all the trees. The ones on the far were the ones planted by the HOA. Look at that sky, folks. Look at that. And right out there is where they chopped down all the trees. In fact, maybe we'll go out there so I don't have to drag poor Tucker out there tomorrow if we do end up getting together. And then over here, major devastation. In fact, I found out yesterday that because the neighbors are going to be, and I'll show you the tarp house. I call it the tarp house, but I've met 3 of the siblings, the kids of the couple, the owners, their parents, and their mom is going to be living there. But this is the one where the idiots, I've mentioned on previous episodes many times, but this is where the idiots, what is that over there? Oh, I see. It's I did wasp traps, so I'll talk about that when we go out. And so they've all the insurance and the lawyer garbage, all that stuff has finally worked its way out. Took a couple of years. And so in May, she said that they're going to start work. And so it's exciting. I'm not, they're really super nice people, and just very happy to meet them and their spouses. And so hopefully the one that I've been talking to the most is the one who's been bringing me the muffins, who she and her husband the first time just showed up on my doorstep with this box of incredible muffins. I think I talk about it. I thought I talked about it on an episode of this, but maybe not. It may be a Real Back 40 episode, and I've got to do a better job of getting those up on online, on YouTube, on the channel, the Real Back 40. Anyway, so Also, the person that had commented also want to know why I whisper a lot when I'm outside. It's twofold. First of all, I know a lot of times my neighbors, the ones on this side, the wood fence one, they who shall not be named, are always out in their yard, and now these folks are out in the yard. In fact, she's out there doing gardening too. You know, we were talking about gardening yesterday, and. And so it's kind of just be respectful that I don't need to bother. It's kind of like talking on my cell phone in a public, with like people right around. And the other thing is that that I kind of want to be respectful of the forest. If you've ever lived in the forest, and I don't know where this person lives, but if you live in the concrete jungle, then maybe you don't get it. But it's really quiet in the forest, in the wilderness. And, I do have cars and everything like this, but a lot of the times that I do the updates are like at night or it's in the evening, and it's just kind of, my voice carries. I have a pretty loud voice, pretty deep voice, and can get pretty loud. I was always known at school for being the, whenever they wanted the kids' attention, they're like, okay, okay, go ahead, give it to them. So all I had to do was just open my mouth and they'd stop. But anyway, so it's sound carries, and I just don't want to impinge on anybody, and I don't want to startle wildlife, and I just don't want to be I want to kind of be one with the environment and not be fighting against the environment. And I just think it's kind of disrespectful. So that's just my opinion. So I've done some tests, and we'll go out there and look a little bit closer. So I'm doing some test things, because this is the plateau there, the septic plateau, which, by the way, I should trademark that name. I love that name. Okay, so the septic plateau is going to be light gravel, probably some, larger river rock. Actually, it may not be. It may just be the river rock from the property, when we screen it out here. Anyway, so I'm just doing some test ones, and you can see I did the second one over there. And I'm going to put down weed fabric and just see how it looks, what I can, see if it's something I can do. You could tell it bakes out there, and it's already it's got to be 3:30 by now in the afternoon, and it's only in April, and we're pretty far north. So, but I tell you folks, it beats down out there. I catch rays, and I've got a great tan, and I'm not in Florida or California or anywhere. I'm not in Mexico. I'm up in the PNW. And thank you for the compliment, by the way, for that comment. It is beautiful up here. And that's kind of my point. I was telling the neighbor, the tarp people. I mean, I know their first names, but I'm not going to share that because they're not part of this. Anyway, I have no idea where I was talking about that. But anyway, we'll go out and look at some of the things that we've been talking about, and I will probably be whispering, if that's okay. It's, again, just be respectful, and I just don't want to talk unless there's like a car going by, a truck, a lumber truck, or some god-awful thing. I'll probably have my shades on. Got to get away from the music before get in trouble, right? And we'll take a look at the tarp house, because that's going to be happening soon. And we'll take a look at all the damage. We'll take a look at sorry. it needed two hands. So these are the wasp, my wasp things. We can go around and look at and see how they've been doing. But so over there, okay, you can see the tarp. And so that's where the trees are over here, and it just went poof. and response with cameras and having to put up a fence and everything. And so I am redoing my out planters, the two that are out at the head of the driveway, or at the foot of the driveway. No, head of the I don't know, foot, head, whichever. Out there by the cul-de-sac. You can see the white. Let me just see if I can. Yeah. So you can see right here. There's one there. But they're pretty unimpactful. And what I'm going to do is I got those guys, and we'll get a closer look at those. I just think they're really sharp. And I used some of those new plants, so we'll talk about that in a sec. But these things are just going crazy up in here. I know that there is rain on the way. Like after Raven. But pretty chill space, huh? And over there is where the meditation garden's going to go with the river rock. This is where the river rock path is. We can go start out there, I guess. And we'll just do a real quick circuit. And everything here is going really well. This is cool. Got some nice thorns. Pretty cool. Yeah, the deer totally got this guy. Just as it was about to flower, a whole bunch of flowers, and it just, so to speak, nipped it in the bud. So I'm going to take evasive action, put in some lavender. This is where the path is going to go. A little bit will come out this way. It'll wind its way around, and it comes out around there. But do you hear? The loudest thing is the music. Well, now a car. But other than that, folks, it's really quiet out here. And, I guess if Tucker was here, I'd probably be speaking differently. So I'm going to be doing all this style of a planter. I got 8 of those, and then these 2. Oh, this is the side deck. This is the east side. And then this is very exciting. So this is I'm probably going to put it at an angle. So I'm going to say this is kind of the front. So these are on the 3 corners. And then we've got lavender, coneflower, bee balm, black-eyed Susan, called Denver Daisy or something like that. And this is called white apple blossom grass. Kind of cool, right? Kind of different. These get big. So it's almost going to be like, but they definitely have a lot of room to grow. May have to take some out at some point. They may crowd it out. I gotta water soon. You can almost feel how intrusive like the car noises, because otherwise, see now, listen to as the cars recede, the car noise recedes. If I didn't have my music up the way I do, but listen to it. It's so soothing. So this is one of my test plots. You can see it says sewer. This is one of the septic caps. And so I'm gonna put reed fabric down. And I got these like landscape anchors. They're almost like pins, which are pretty cool. Oh my God, whatever it is, these ants. Jesus Christ. I was getting bit up big time yesterday. It's weird, I never get bit when I wear shoes. But I have sandals on. I'm trying to think where. I feel like these red ants in here. When I was talking to the neighbors yesterday over at the fence, I was like getting munched. It's actually quite painful. So, I've got 5 of these leaching fields. You can see here this hole. Okay, so can't be red ants over here. Okay, so you can almost just follow the line coming around. I'm going to swing around, and this is the septic plateau. This is the elevated area, and I'm very limited to what I can do because you look here, see how it's almost like dips down over in this area. So I've got to figure out if I'm going to level it and everything. I just don't know if I want to. It just sounds like a lot of work. And I know it's not work that I can do, which means it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. Anyway. So yeah, I put out 6 of those wasp things. Had a fair number caught in the traps that I redid. But I'm having a problem with the deer walking through here, and you can see their footprints. Yeah, they're just going like this. I thought that might like freak them out, but I'm just seeing if I can kill the grass. Because I need to weed whack, and the problem is my the cord that comes out of the spinning spool of the weed whacker. I guess I didn't realize it. And so I never was keeping up with augmenting it. And so I kind of wore it down to the nub. And so I have to figure out a way to get them. I just need them to come out. That's all. And I'm not sure how to do that. But something's blinking red. I don't know what that means. But here we are on the west side. You can see that now we get the sun kind of at that angle. And here's this beautiful dogwood, the red twig dogwood. Check this out. There it is with the Irish Spring. Keep the deer away. Make Marky's day. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the variegated leaves. Look at that. It doesn't even look real. And then, if I'm not mistaken, maybe dogwood flowers. And dogwood flowers are cool. I remember those from back east. One of my favorites. One of the first flowering trees, I thought. And this one may just be a little bit late because he wasn't here when, or she wasn't, it wasn't here when needed to grow. And so that's it. I'm looking at maybe getting logs, some of the logs that are over my property at the back, and using them as borders here. You know, that's definitely something to consider. But right now I need to, oh wow, these just started blooming. I gotta plant those. I have so many things to plant, folks. It's killing me. Look at this, look at that thing. It doesn't even look real. That's called columbine. Who knew? So very exciting stuff here. I've got to get this lavender in pots, which I'm having trouble